Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday to you. It is Thursday today, isn't it? Yes, it is Thursday. I'm just making sure, checking my own calendar here. Welcome and thank you for joining me so early this morning here in Australia. For those of you that are here in Oz, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I'd love to hear from you. Where are you though? If you're in the US, I can predict your future. It's one thing that I love to do whenever I'm talking to our American friends, to let you know that the future is looking bright at the moment. Yep. The sun is coming up here on the east coast of Australia. So it's actually really nice to be able to have you here this morning. I'm waiting very patiently. I have to tell you this morning, I'm waiting very patiently for photos to come through. I had one of my clients get married at the Belmond in Sicily yesterday or last night. It's all happening right now, and I'm waiting for photos to come through. It was the Hotel Grand Temeo, a destination wedding that we organized. So I'm so excited to see the photos. I know she was really excited, so I'm very excited. Good morning, Rhonda. Hello from Maryland. It's lovely to have you here. Thank you for joining us this morning. I see you've got a beautiful picture there of the sea. I am guessing that that may not be the view that you have all the time, but it's a wonderful Zoom background. I think that is of the sunrise as well, I hope. So great to have you here. Thank you for joining me this morning. I do have Shira, my team member here, who is also going to be assisting and just making sure that everything is running smoothly. So welcome to today's session. It's going to be a fast one. I've got lots to share with you today. I've got my coffee in hand. It's not drunken, so I will be taking some sips throughout this session, but just to let you know that if I have too much, I might talk a little bit faster. So I apologize in advance for that. And for my beautiful American friends that are here as well, I know it can be hard with our accent. So I will try and be clear and calm as much as I possibly can. Bernadette, I love it. You've just made your coffee as well. I was standing outside my cafe, which is just across the road here at the beach, and I almost walked inside, and she had a big desk or a table in front of her, and I said, hang on a second. She said, Ros, it's not 6:30 yet, we don't open till 6:30. And I went, it's 6:28. I got my coffee. It's all good. We're all ready to go. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, once again for joining us this morning and today here at Travel Agent Achievers. This session is about revitalizing your travel business and looking at some different strategies for growth, for efficiency, and of course, for exceptional service. It's all the things that we do inside Travel Agent Achievers here, and certainly within our mastermind as well, called the Achievers. I will talk about a little bit about that right at the end, but for now, it's about diving straight in and making sure that you get the most out of today's session. And before we kick off, I do want to make sure that you have the worksheets with you. We have an editable version, so I will get that added into the chat just here. Let me just see if I can do that. I think I actually can. I learned how to do some new tech things. It's pretty cool. Yesterday, I deleted our whole Zoom that we were supposed to go into 20 minutes before the session went live. So I wasn't very impressed with myself then. But today, I think I've got it together. All right. So this is an editable workbook for you. We'll come back to that in a little bit. But just for those of you that may not know me or we haven't met before, I'm Ros. I am the founder of Travel Agent Achievers. I am the podcast host as well. So you may have heard my voice before. I am also a mobile travel business owner as well. So I've been having that business for over 15 years now. And prior to that, I had a career in international education as the Director of Sales and Marketing for some very large organizations here in Australia and internationally, where I traveled the world and I did all the things. I spoke on stages. I encouraged people to study abroad and, build their careers, particularly around the travel and tourism and hospitality industries, which is where my whole life has been dedicated towards. I love being able to help people. I love being able to, give the opportunity to people to explore this incredible planet that we live on. And I love doing it as well. So that's just a little bit about me. I am also a mum. My son, Jackson, who I am getting ready for school at the moment, he better be getting himself organized with brushing his teeth and doing his hair and all those sorts of things. He's almost 10. He's outside, ready to go. My husband, Clint, who I've known since I was 15, we haven't been together that long. Trust me, we probably wouldn't be together if we were together for that long. But we've known each other for a very long time and work very well together. And then also my beautiful team. I have a team of staff who are based in the Philippines. This is a recent photo of us just a few weeks ago. Shira has joined me here on today's session as well. And we are fantastic working together in our zone of genius. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later as well. All right, so we've got the workbook. These are some of the things that we're going to go through today. Some strategies for growth, that's why you're here. Some strategies for efficiency, that's also why you're here. And also looking at exceptional service. There are many things that I could be covering. And I think I am somebody who wants to give you everything. I want to share behind the scenes of my own travel business, but I also want to help you specifically where you're at as well. And so today I found it incredibly hard when looking at this to go, I want to help you with this area and this area and this area, to not try and give you everything, because I don't want to overwhelm you. I want to make sure that you're in the right place, doing exactly what you need and really moving forward with your travel business as well. So if you have questions, please add them into the chat. I am here and happy to answer anything that you want to ask me about. I'm also happy to stick around at the end for a little bit as well and answer anything specifically regarding your business too. I'll also give you the opportunity to have a quick chat with me over the next couple of days if that suits you too. Now, it is the morning for me here. I know for a number of you, it is also the afternoon. So please just give me the next 45 minutes to an hour to really focus on yourself. Turn off the phone, make sure none of those tabs are going to distract you, close those emails, because I know what it's like. I understand that when you jump onto a training, whether it's with suppliers or learning about something for yourself, distractions come up. And I really want you just to honor yourself today and say, I am ready to work on my business and take things to the next level, because we don't get this opportunity very often. There are always distractions. There are always clients wanting a piece of you or wanting some information. And for you, it's about looking after yourself. It's about looking after your own business and giving yourself the opportunity to really move forward as well. So one of the things that's been coming up, especially, I saw this probably towards the end of last year, so the end of 2023, there were a lot of challenges that were coming up for a number of people. And I'd love to hear from you right now. Where are you at? What is something that you feel as though you're really struggling with in your travel business? The conversations that I've been having are that a lot of advisors are tired, that they're so overwhelmed and stressed with the amount of things that are going on. Their trajectory of their businesses has gone from zero during the pandemic through the roof now, and trying to manage everything and be organized and stay up to date and not miss any details can be quite overwhelming as well. There's confusion around what should I be focusing on? How do I ask clients for money? How do I, express myself and say that I need a professional management fee to take care of bookings? There is a lot of feelings and emotions that I'm hearing and seeing in the industry right now. And what I want for you is to just share where you're at, or what is something that is bothering you? What is something that comes up for you that you say, I wish I had more time. I wish I had somebody that could help me process my bookings. I feel as though, things aren't moving fast enough, or I'm not working with the right clients that give me life. There are so many different things. And I think for me, it's also been the amount of work that's come in, and clients that, in my own business that I haven't spoken to in years, potentially even pre-pandemic, that are emailing and just going, hey, can you send me a quote on this? And I'm like, my business has changed. This is how we now operate. And then it's giving the clients a choice to whether they're going to continue to work with us or whether they're going to go elsewhere. And coming from a place now where there is no scarcity, and understanding who I am and who you are and the value that you provide, is a really powerful position to be in, not from a place of arrogance or anything like that, but just understanding the value that you provide and your expertise and how you actually coordinate experiences and you curate them for your clients as well. So where are you at the moment? Let me know in the chat. Are there things that are coming up for you that you're currently feeling challenged by? Yesterday, one of the conversations that I was having was, Ros, I've got this new social media thing going, and this is the direction that I'm taking my business. I'm really stuck with how to get a presence and what I should be talking about and what I should be promoting. And so I'd love to hear from you. What is something that you're worried about? What is something that is challenging you right now? Is it the lack of clients? Is it that you might be moving in a different direction, or you don't know how to market yourself and promote your business? You might be the total opposite and have too many. They may not be the ones that you want to work with. And so how do you even fire clients? How do you set up a sales process that makes you actually work with the clients that you want to work with instead of the other way around? The overwhelm of all the things to do. You are not just booking travel. You are also the salesperson, the marketing person, the administration officer, the finance controller. You're paying taxes as well. You're probably also doing the life admin, I call it, in your own family or in the community that you're in. I know a number of our travel professionals also dedicate their time and volunteer for different things. So there might be so many things going on that you're overwhelmed. You might be looking at your profitability. And I hear, oh, congratulations, Christy. Biggest sale in your business this week. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to talk to you later about this and hear more about it. But I think that there's also profitability as we're understanding it now, looking at your numbers and knowing what's going on so that you can actually work in your business and look at, are you making money? We're going to talk a little bit more about that as well. So Bernadette says, as a new advisor, welcome to the industry. You know what your ideal client is. However, with no client base, you're taking any inquiries, even though you may not be interested in the booking. You've also done quotes that haven't converted. Hey, look, this is some challenges that come up anytime you start. And I remember what it was like for me going from a corporate career to start as a travel advisor, brand new, just like you as well, Bernadette, in the industry, and the challenges that came up. I had no clients as well. And this is one of the things that we love to always work through, especially in our Travel Business Accelerator, but also in the Achievers, is working out what's right for you. Hey, Marianne, it's so good to have you here. It's lovely to see you. I've been watching you and thinking about you since we last caught up a couple of years ago. Finding good help, having a new team member. These are some of the struggles, the supply inefficiencies. Yeah, the too long lead time, the minimum spend, not being creative. Look, we're all going through some really tough times at the moment, and it is about just taking that one step in front of the other. How can we make our lives easier, and what can we do? I know there was a big turning point for me, and I want to share with you that my business hasn't always been perfect. I still go through some challenging times, and I can see Christy's face here because I know she can relate to this photo as well, and it breaks my heart whenever I see you, but it's also a really big eye-opener for both of us. A few years ago, and I say a few years ago, this was, before Jackson was born. So it's probably about 11 years ago now. I was rushed to hospital for surgery that I was not ready for. And it really surprised me at the time. This photo, I think I was also just coming out of shock. So your body temperature and everything goes up and down. And they were quite worried about me before they rushed me in. And it was with my laptop on my lap. And my mum said to me, she's like, what are you doing? I said, but mum, I've got clients that need me and they're traveling here and I've got to get this email out and somebody else needs some ticketing stuff and travel insurance and all the rest of it. And she just said to me, are you kidding me? Is this what your business is? And for me at that moment, I was like, well, yeah, I'm helping everybody. I'm trying to look after everybody else. And she said, you've got to look after yourself, because if you're not looking after yourself, nobody else is. And that was a big eye-opener for me. I was broke. I didn't want to let anyone down. It's not an image that I am proud of, but it was a realization that I'm not superhuman. But I didn't learn the lesson in that moment, because when Jackson was born, who is almost 10 in September this year, I built up a sizable business. And the moment that I took some time off, my business took a dive. And I was in a position where none of my friends, like this is one thing I really want to talk about, a bit off topic, but none of my friends told me how hard it was to have a brand new baby and run a business and run a household. At the time, my husband, he was my partner, but we weren't married at the time, Clint and I, he was working in a different state to me. He was commuting on the weekends to come home. He'd just come off the road working with major bands all over the world for 20 years. And he wanted to be home, but the opportunities weren't with us. And I could not even answer the phone. I had to get my sister to come and help me with my business and just say, I'm sorry, I cannot do everything. And it was at this moment that I said something needed to change. I'd been part of business coaching programs. I've been surrounding myself, a lifelong learner for many, many years, learning. But I hadn't implemented. And this was a very big lesson for me. It was the second time the universe had knocked on my door and said, what are you doing? And it was at that moment that things completely changed for me, where I started implementing and taking action. And that's what I want for you. I don't want that path of ill health and worry and stress and overwhelm and all the things that come up at different times, the burnout and the health issues, the personal and family issues, where it's just too hard. I don't want that for you, because I know you got into this industry for a specific reason. I know there is a reason why you started your travel business. You've been through some challenging times. We all have. But it's right now looking at what is it that you can do now that's going to change the trajectory for you or change the situation for you in the time to come. And we have this opportunity, and I think there's a very good word, hindsight. It's not something that we all like, because in 6 months' time, I want you to think about yourself right now, why you even got into your travel business, but looking at the next 6 months and saying, are you going to be where you are right now, or are you going to take action and do something completely different? I think that you've got this opportunity to do something different, and that's why you're here. So let's jump in straight into it and make sure that you are building the travel business that I know you deserve and that I know that you want to have as well. So our first strategy for today is maximizing efficiency. As travel business owners, we have so many systems, so many tools, so many things that we can be working within, and it can get a little bit cluttered. Now, when you're booking flights, as an example, and some people book flights now, some people don't. Whatever your business is, it's totally okay. But we have lots of different options: Sabre, Galileo, Amadeus. Whatever it is that you use, you've got to understand that technology. And then you've got to find out what to do with it and put some flights and tickets and things into a back office system. You've got to receipt money. You might have suppliers, or you might have clients that are looking at going on a cruise. And so you've got to map that in as well. And which cruise line do you use, and what dates are things traveling? You might have a tour that somebody wants to book. And so you're trying to find that to match in with somebody's flights and the arrivals and all the rest of it. Then you're looking at your own marketing and saying, okay, well, we've also got to put out some social media, and I need some flyers, and I want to put together a landing page to encourage people to join an experience. Well, that puts a marketing spin on things. And what systems and tools and technology can you use there to support you? I use Canva. I think it's great. You can set it all up. We have some fabulous experts that come into the Achievers Mastermind and talk about these things. Rebecca Flint, who specifically used to work for Canva, and she was a Canva champion. I have known her for many, many years, and she is there to support us and give us the latest and greatest, which is always good fun. And then you've got, how do you deliver your documents to your clients? Using technology to maximize your efficiency can be quite complex, but once you make some decisions and look at your process, you can make it more efficient. So with technology, there are some great tools out there at the moment. One that we use here in Australia is called Tour Atlas. In America, there's also Tour Radar, and you can search all of the different tours and find the one that might fit for your client at the specific time that they're looking at. There's another one called Rapid Book. So if you're booking a cruise, for instance, you can use the copy paste function straight from the booking system inside the cruise line into your back office system, saves you so much time. Canva, as I said before, and then presenting documents, you might use something like Travefy or Access or Travel Joy. There are many out there. It's a matter of just making some decisions. So your efficiency comes down to time. And the first thing that I want you to think about today is why you even got into this business. Why are you here? Because owning a travel business or any small business, for instance, isn't for everybody. Everybody is able to go and get a job. You have that opportunity. But as a travel business owner or a small business owner, there are bigger risks that come with it. And some people that I talk to, they've started their business to create a job for themselves. Other people that I talk to are here for a reason to say, no, I want to build this thing. I want to sell $10 million worth of travel. Some people are happy to sell 500,000, for instance, and look at taking their family on a holiday. Whatever it is for you and why you actually started your business, I want you to remember that, because it's not always going to be easy. There is no pill or, quick fix to make your business become amazing overnight. It does take work, and it does take consistent action over a period of time to get to where you want to go. Where are you right now? If you are in those phases where you're looking at it going, I need help, I don't have enough time, I am overwhelmed, then this is where inside the Achievers, the first thing that I ask for people to do is looking at doing a time audit. Now you might think, oh my gosh, Ros, this is the most boring thing ever. And how am I going to sit there and map out every single hour what I'm doing? I just don't want to do that. And you know what? That's fine. If you don't want to do it, totally okay. But what I'm suggesting is having a look at your week right now. And if you take a moment to look at the time audit here and say, okay, I'm asleep until 7 o'clock anyway, so you can mark out that whole time. Of an afternoon, you might be picking kids up from school or looking after grandkids, or you might go and catch up with friends. There might be certain times that you are looking at your business saying, what is it that I'm doing and what are the times allocated towards that? There are people as well that schedule in their exercise. You might have a yoga or Pilates or go for a walk at a particular day and time each week. So you can scrub those times out, and it will then leave you with how much time you're actually able to work on your business and in it as well. So for me, I like to be able to have from 9:30 until 2:30 as my scheduled work hours. So wherever I possibly can, those are the dedicated hours that I like to be able to work in or on my business. And before that, it's making sure that I can take care of Jackson, that I can go and get a coffee, that I can meet up with my sister if she's going to work late and see her for a moment. In the afternoons, I like to be able to have the choice to go and do school activities or just spend some time with Jackson or go to the beach or go for a walk. If I have the choice, it makes me feel as though I'm more in control, but I like to be able to have that scheduled time as well. It makes me more efficient to then say, well, these are the things that I need to get done. Now, in our travel business as well, just to share with you our process. So we have 67 steps to processing a booking. Now, you get this as a bonus if you don't have it all previously for being part of the Achievers this week. But the 67 steps is really a right from the beginning in that inquiry coming in through to a client returning and going home, every single step that happens in that whole process, from receiving deposits through to sending thank you cards, welcome packs, all of those sorts of things. It's all in there. Now, the reason why we have this is so that each and every client gets exactly the same experience with us. We know where all of our clients are up to. We use a project management system to maximize the efficiency and to see where our clients are at each and every step along the way. It's great for groups. It's great for individuals. We know what's happening. And it also means that I don't have to carry things in my head. Because for you as well, I remember a point where my clients would call me and say, hey, Ros, what's my flight time tomorrow? I think it's like 9 o'clock or something. And I would automatically know that off the top of my head to be able to regurgitate allocate it and say, it is, EK, whatever, and it leaves at 9. Make sure you're there by 6. Don't worry about it. And I would be keeping that in my head. Now, you can imagine by having hundreds of clients that you are thinking about all the time, you cannot focus on anything else, let alone focus on working on your business to make it more efficient and more streamlined. By looking at this as well and just having a look at the time audit and setting up some systems here around that. For us, in our travel business, I am very clear to say first thing in the morning, you are receipting money, and then putting together any invoices, making payments out to suppliers that need to get done, ticketing of flights if there are certain deadlines. That is the first thing that's done in the morning. The second thing is then preparing any quotes, doing the sales work, emailing clients, and that all has to be done by lunchtime because I want to give our clients the opportunity to reply the same day and confirm something, to be able to pay something in that moment, and then it's locked in. So sales up until lunchtime. And then of an afternoon, I don't know about you, but I can sometimes go, all right, I need a cup of tea by 2 o'clock or a small chocolate or something to give me that hit to keep going. I know it's not that great and healthy and all the rest of it, but it's just the reality of how things are sometimes. And so we use the afternoon to do different work. And that is a lot of administration. And that is sending out those receipts from the morning, sending out the tickets via email, sending out your travel insurance confirmations, preparing your documentation to go to clients. It may even be some marketing work in setting up some social media or an EDM or other things that don't necessarily take you away from the sales perspective, but you can work on your business and also in those 67 steps to ensure that there is efficiency there. And the process is happening time and time again. So those are two things that I really wanted to talk to you about in maximizing the efficiency, because there are so many things that you can be doing, but having a look at your own booking flow and your customer journey will really give you an insight into how much you're doing for each and every client. And I just like to make it easy. So that's why I have the steps here that allow you to do that as well. Now, the second strategy is increasing your profitability. One of the things we were talking about before, whether you're getting great bookings or not, is looking at your numbers. And one of the best pieces of advice that I received in my corporate career before I went into a big management meeting, and this is with, the big owners of the company, and here was I, pre-30s, I think. Yeah, it was. So I would have been in my mid-20s, walking into this room with all of these bigwigs. And for me, I felt really overwhelmed. And the best piece of advice that I got from one of my colleagues before I walked into that meeting, I said, what do I need to do? And she said, just know your numbers. Understand your numbers, because that's what they will talk. They won't talk about the fluffy relationships. They won't talk about, the exciting marketing campaign that you've got going on. They are there to understand the details and the profitability of your department and of the business overall. And so knowing your numbers is what I've always taken with me. It is something that we also do inside the Achievers Mastermind, but also within our community and also in our business. We track each and every month all of the bookings that come in. We have a monthly sales tracker that you can connect and you can plug your own details into. We're working on a monthly forwards commission tracker as well. So if you prefer to work on commissions, not the sales, you can do that too. But also having a look at our targets and what are the goals that we want to achieve each year. Because if you don't have your goals set up and you don't know what you're working towards, then you're just going to keep doing the same thing that you're doing now and not get any sort of different result. And so knowing the direction that you're going, which is where we come back to your vision and why you're actually here in the first place, through to having a look at your numbers and the targets that you're setting yourself, you'll know whether there are big cruise sales months that your cruise bookings go through the roof. You know when people are booking to go to Europe, so you might be looking at that. If you are brand new to the industry and as a new advisor, set yourself a target that you can work towards. And it may be that for the first month, your goal is to sell $2,000 worth of travel. And then we break it down. And inside the Achievers, we break this down to know exactly what needs to be done each and every month, and looking at this and saying, what is the activity that we need to do to get those sales? And if you are starting out, it may be that you're connecting with people, you're attending networking events, you're meeting new people, you're understanding, your community and what you actually want to do. You're learning about the different suppliers. You're talking about it on social media. You're sending out emails. You might be doing letterbox drops. Go old school, whatever it is for you. But what are you going to do to reach those targets? And you'll find that things grow over time. You will then get your repeat and your referral clients. Now, if you're at the other spectrum at the moment where you are selling, $1 million, $3 million, $5 million, looking at your profitability will also look a little bit different, because you might already be selling those numbers. And my challenge to you and what we do inside the Achievers is breaking it down even further to say, okay, what are your margins like? You might say to me right now, okay, Ros, I'm selling $3 million and I've got a 10% margin on that. So I make about $300,000 a year. And I'll be like, cool, that's awesome. Congratulations. Well done. But what are you going to do in order to increase that margin by a couple of percent? Because by you earning $350,000 and you've still got the same clients, that's going to make a big difference. So having a look at your profitability, tracking all of these things, learning some new sales skills, how to increase your booking value, and also upselling or cross-selling. One of the beautiful things that has come out over the last few years, and I've certainly taken notice of, is the way our suppliers also sell their product. So when you're doing some training, listen to their sales technique. One company that I think does this really well is Regent 7Cs. Whether you love them or you hate them, it doesn't matter. But what they do really well is they sell from the top down. So they will say to you, you have clients in your database that are those sweet guests at the highest level. And you might say to yourself, actually, no, I don't. None of my clients would spend that kind of money. But when you think about it, and you actually realize that you're not selling from your own hip pocket. You may not have the money to be, booking a $200,000 cruise, but you will have clients, or there will be people out there that are booking those cruises. And so selling from the top down, whether you're selling a Regent 7Cs or you're selling a P&O cruise, it doesn't matter. But having a think about, where is it that your clients want to go? And then what is going to be the best experience for them? Because if you go in and you automatically say, yep, here you go, it's a P&O cruise on a Pacific adventure 3-night, and you can get an interior cabin for $500. Think about the amount of work that you're doing for that, $50. And then the clients that you're attracting to be booking those sorts of things. Whereas for exactly the same cruise, you might be able to say, hey, there's this sweet product and these are all the benefits and the bonuses and all the exciting things that come with that. And it's $2,000. And your margin and the commission that you're making, even though you're doing exactly the same amount of work, is a lot higher. So sales is really important for any business, and particularly in travel. Understanding your profitability and what your clients are actually looking for is about you honing in and understanding all of these sorts of things. And it's something that I question time and time again from our Achievers Mastermind. Have a look at your numbers, understand the direction that you're going, and how can you increase your profitability as well. Learn the sales skills. We have some beautiful guest experts that come into our Achievers Mastermind. One that comes to mind that also came to a workshop that I know Marianne came to as well was Marie Kirkpatrick. She's a sales, she just focuses on sales and she teaches people all about sales. So following off from that, we've then learned more about the language and understanding the value that you provide. And once you know this for yourself, it becomes so much easier. So we do the work on ourselves. Another guest expert is Claire Cope, who is a corporate psychologist, mindset expert. She is one of the smartest people I know, but also the most humble. And she's there to support each and every one of us as well from this perspective, looking at who you are in your business and how you're working with your clients as well. So tracking your details. The last thing that I've got here is tracking your hours. So like I was just saying about a cruise booking where it's a $50 commission compared to a $200 commission, what are the hours that you are actually doing in order to process this booking to get the client from day one through to when they depart? Now, if I go back to exactly the same example of $50 versus 200, when you're looking at a $50 commission, you then need to break this down and say, okay, so it's $50 and I've already spent 2 hours talking to the client and telling them all about the ship and the itinerary and all the different things. So that's 2 hours of my time. We're going to put that aside. Then when you get this money, you might have to pay a host agency a portion of it as well. That could be anywhere from 10 to 30%, could even be 50% for some people. And so thinking about the $50, you've automatically dropped back to, let's say, 40. Then you've got taxes you've got to pay on that as well. So let's drop that back by another 20% as well. So we're going back to like $32. And then your clients, when they're traveling, you're going to be sending them documents. You might catch up with them for a coffee and pay for a coffee for them. You're now back down to probably $20 by doing all of these things. And then you've also spent extra hours on it as well. So it might have taken you 4 hours in total to process this booking, and you've got $20 in your bank account. How much have you earned per hour? Per hour? $5. $5 an hour. Can you put food on the table and a roof over your head for $5 an hour? No, you cannot. And so looking at your business, I want you to treat it like a business. I want you to be thinking about the operations side of things. It is great to be able to curate incredible experiences. And I know I'm guilty of it myself. I get so excited with clients that I just want to give them everything and I want to tell them everything. But you need to value yourself. And when it comes to your business, treat it like a business. Understand the numbers, know what's coming in and what's going out, how long you're spending on bookings, and understand the profitability. If you don't have the goals to work towards, and this is a bit of tough love, and I say this with every intention that I care about you and your success, is if you don't understand where you're going, you will continue to do exactly the same thing that you're doing now. So it is about taking action. And for those of you that don't know me, I do get a bit of tough love. I say it all with very good intention. I care about you and your success, but sometimes we need to hear it from someone that's not going to be a family member or a friend that goes, oh, how is that little business of yours? I'm going to call it like it is. All right. The third strategy is building a winning team. Now, you might be looking at your own business right now and say, I've just got so many bookings. How do I get good help? What are the things that I need in my business to help me move forward? One of the tools that I'm giving you right now is 50 things to outsource, 50 things to get help with in your business. And I can guarantee there's probably like 200 things that you do on a day-to-day basis. You're switching between all sorts of different things. I didn't add in here, ordering stationery. And I say that because I've got a printer cartridge right here on my desk that I go, yeah, you know what? You need to do that too. Well, you don't need to be doing everything. And so what we've got here is a list of 50 tasks that you can stop doing, you can continue to do, or you can get help with. And so this is a very simple tool. You can tick everything off in the editable document that we've shared with you as well. You can just go in and put a cross or a tick or whatever it is that you want in there, a yes or a no. But go through these tasks and look at your specific situation and be real with yourself to say, okay, I am okay to hand these sorts of things over. It's not a fast process. It is not an easy process that you can just go, oh, here you go, somebody else can do all of these things now, because not everybody can do the things that you do. You do need to train them. But this is about creating opportunities for yourself to focus the things you do well. Now, I had a conversation with my team, and I continue to have it over the years, but one that comes to mind was a recent one back in February this year. And we've just come off one of our largest group experiences ever. We had 420 people to the Philippines across 2 hotels, 2 different conference venues. Like, it was just crazy. It was amazing though. And back in February, one of my team members said to me, who is my right-hand person, she's my admin assistant and processes a lot of the bookings. She said, Ros, just butt out. Like, allow us to do the process, to do the system. You have trained us so well. We can manage this without you. Now, initially, the tears came up. I felt like a massive punch in the guts. I'm like, what do you mean? Am I being pushed out of my own travel business? But I sat there for about 20 seconds and I went, what is this that's actually coming up for me? And what it was the permission to let go. Trust somebody to do the work that you've trained them to do. I had the systems there. We have the processes there, but allow somebody to actually take control to do the steps for you. Those 67 steps, somebody else can assist you with those. What they can't do is the sales work that I do. They are not there to go out and meet the clients. They are not there doing the Zooms to get the bookings and process things, to build the relationships. That is still my role and the business's role. The sales and the marketing, that has to come down to me. But from an admin and operations perspective, my team can look after processing those bookings. They now know the clients as well, and they're able to email them the confirmation documents. They're able to ask them the questions. They're able to confirm things for them. They can speak to all the suppliers as well. They're able to do the training to get the information that's there that I encourage and I suggest to them. So building a winning team is about that cohesiveness. And I am so grateful for the team that I have, because we are all experts in our own areas. And the one thing that I recommend is do not hire somebody that is exactly like you. Because you might be thinking, oh yeah, this person's great. They're exactly like me. They can do all the things that I do. Nobody does the things the way that you do. And that will only cause tension and frustration. But do go with your gut when you're hiring someone, because there are people out there, whether they are sitting next to you or whether they are international, that can do the work as long as you give them the guidelines. You need to set the tools up for them. You need to be able to build the training and the systems for them. And there are some very easy ways to do this. One of them is, if you look at all the roles here, for instance, and you say, I want this person to be using my back office system and importing the flight data into the back office system. Great. Now you know that function that you want this person to do. So the next time you personally do it, use a tool like Zoom, or there's another one called Loom, Loom, and Loom can record your screen, it can record your voice, and you can talk through the exact process that you then do to create that booking or put it into the system. So as you go, you can say, hi, this is how to enter a client's details into our back office system called Tramada. The first thing you do, you've got the family name that goes in. Make sure that it's all in capital letters, because when it comes to reporting time or you're sending out the documents, it looks more professional. However it is you do that, and follow that whole process. Walk that person or talk to the camera through every single step. Now, once that's done, you can save that. You can store it in a multitude of areas. The first and most easiest one is Google Drive. Store that video in there, name it correctly. And then when you've got somebody that comes on board and you specifically want them to do that task, you can share that video with them. They can learn how to do it right from you without you spending another 20 minutes to explain it, and they can follow that process. There are many ways that you can build training and build systems that aren't going to take you hours and hours, but I do suggest that you delegate the responsibility, you communicate with people that you are hiring, you do spend the time training them, and then you also learn to let go as well. People make mistakes. You've made mistakes previously in your business. It is part of the learning process. Try not to hang on too tightly, but it's okay. If somebody makes a mistake, we learn from it. And if they don't learn from it, then I would suggest that you learn to hire slow and fire fast. But that's a time for later. We're going to talk about staffing in the next couple of months inside the Achievers. And so for you, it's about starting right now with what are the things that you can let go of, and what are the things that you know you want to do inside your travel business as well. You can get help. And trust me, it doesn't have to be at $60 an hour. That's what I want you to pay yourself, if not more. But does need to be in a position where you can get some support as well in your business. Now, the last one here is mastering your, not the last one, we've got 2 more to go. Mastering customer service. Is this important? 100%. If you don't have clients, you do not have a business. Customer service is essential to your travel business. If you do something small for your client, they are going to appreciate you. Will they refer you? Let's hope so. There are techniques and there are processes here that you can also do in mastering customer service. Now, there are different things for consistent delivery. As I said, the 67 steps. What's your customer journey? How are you surprising and delighting your clients? What are you doing on a consistent basis to give your clients the opportunity to recommend you? Build a system that allows you to ask for testimonials and referrals. I know that it's hard sometimes, so there are ways that you can remove yourself. And for efficiency, even setting things up like email templates and different processes to remove yourself and remove the emotion, because I can guarantee you will be saying the same thing over and over again anyway when you're typing up that email. We're just saving you time by putting together some templates. Inside the Achievers Mastermind, we've had a couple of great guest expert sessions and also masterclasses on setting up your email templates. What ones do you need? What ones can you create? And how do you use the language that can fit each and every person, or the template is there that you only need to adjust slightly? So mastering customer service from a person to person is all about building those relationships and also working out who it is that you want to work with, because there is a client for everybody. They may not all be for you. Everybody is different. And so thinking about what it is that you want to do and who you want to work with, whether you want to fire some clients. I know that there are some advisors out there at the moment that are like, oh, I just don't want to work with that person anymore. That's just because you're not in alignment. There will be other clients out there that are specifically suited to you. And so be thinking about all of these different things that you can be doing, because in your business, there are so many things. What can you focus on to make sure that your business is going to be taking the next step moving forward? And the last strategy that we have here is, of course, self-care. If you're not healthy, how can you expect your business to run well, if at all? What are you going to do to take care of yourself? As I said right at the beginning as well, that the things that are coming up that I'm hearing about are the stress, the anxiety, the overwhelm. There's just so many different things to be doing. How do we do all of it? And the honest truth is you can't do all of it. You have to take one thing at a time. Just focus on one thing to take that next step. But if you're not taking care of yourself, then you're not going to be able to do any of this. And so when it comes back to that time audit, schedule in that time to take care of you. Schedule it in, block it out, and say, that is time for me. Whether it is booking things in advance, like a massage, I do that every month. That's the one thing that I go, right, this hour is for me. And if it's blocked in and booked and scheduled, I can't get out of it. It's exactly the same for like hair appointments. I book those 2 or 3 in advance, and that's every 6 weeks. So I look at my calendar and say, what is it that needs to be in here? And how can I make that happen so that I don't get out of it? Blocking in that self-care really allows you to also be thinking about your work-life balance. I know that you will have access to your emails on your phone. I know that you take your laptop with you whenever you do travel. It's just one thing as a business owner we do, but it's not something that you want to be able to perpetuate onto team members, for instance. I've learned that lesson the hard way. It's never what I want. I never want my team to be working additional hours unless there's an emergency or unless we're at a group experience that it's all hands on deck. But that's where we're having fun, curating and then delivering experiences as well. And we do celebrate that. So what is it that you can do to take care of yourself? Because I want you to be ensuring that you are here and you're not going to leave the industry because it's too much. You got into it for a reason. So what are the reasons why, and how is that going to keep you here as well? So let me tell you a little bit about some of the people that we have in our Achievers Mastermind, because even though we talk about all these different strategies, how can you specifically achieve and work on all of these as well? Well, I'm here to share, and we've got Christy here as well, who's one of our beautiful Achievers Mastermind members, that over time, things do take time, and it is one step at a time, one day at a time, one task at a time. I don't want you to be looking back in 6 months' time and say, I wish I did, because I can guarantee there are advisors out there that are working on their business and taking consistent action who will be a lot further ahead. And even though they might look at it in 6 months' time as well and go, oh man, I wish I did more. You can't physically do more, but you are able to do one thing. So I want you to avoid the overwhelm. I want you to have the pit crew and the people around you that support you. The group of individuals that we have in the Achievers Mastermind come together and support one another for the greater good. I have, a policy within inside the Achievers Mastermind. I'll share it with you, and please excuse my language. I don't normally swear. Is I have a no dickhead policy. And that goes through the Achievers Mastermind. It goes to my suppliers. It goes to my clients. It's across my life. I don't want to have people in my life that bring it down or create stress and anxiety or, just are unethical, have no integrity, any of that sort of stuff. I won't tolerate it. And I think life is too short, and I want that for you as well. But as part of our Achievers Mastermind, these guys, they have the biggest hearts. They care about one another. They support one another. They will pick up the phone and call each other out, or they'll say, what can I do to support you? It's one of the most beautiful things that I love about the community that we've created. And we all get to travel together. We get to see each other in person at different times throughout the year. But everybody is there to build the travel business that they absolutely deserve and that they've desired. So Christy, who is here, Christy from Travel More, you'll see her down in the bottom left-hand corner. I actually met Christy when she was 17. And she was wanting to join the hospitality and the tourism industry. And I was working at a hotel school in Sydney, a big, beautiful castle that Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban got married at. I think my best friend is an opera singer, and she sang in the chapel quite a lot. It was just beautiful. But I met Christy at that moment, and I know that it was a defining moment for her as well, to spend that week learning about all the different careers. And we came back and connected, many years later. I'm not going to share how old we both are, but I was in my early 20s at that point. And I remember Christy saying to me, my gosh, Ros, I knew that we met each other somewhere. You talked me out of becoming a flight attendant. And I don't remember that, just so that everybody else knows. And I apologize to every airline company out there, because Christy is amazing. But she got into the travel industry. She then took a break and went and did something else. And as she came back in and she reconnected and we found each other again, she has worked on her business incredibly hard. She's had her own personal challenges, but at the same time consistently has moved forward. She's learnt, she's implemented. And now when I look at Christy, I just think, what an incredible human. Because not only has she implemented professional fees into a business that she started just before the pandemic hit, like the borders literally closed, she's set up in a way that works specifically for her. She didn't want to go and ask every single client, so has a membership program. And then she's also looked at her business and said, these are the clients that I want to work with. And then it's okay. She's changed her mind. She's able to do that. I know that she's dabbled with, working with different families. She's got great publicity, has become the expert in it, has been guesting on podcasts. She's built her business around that, and then moved more into the group space and now into the corporate space as well. And I think that you're allowed to design the business that you want. You get that opportunity. And when I look at Christy, she's had media opportunities. She's worked in different fields. She's speaking as well. She's won numerous awards. She's promoted herself and her business as the expert in these industries. And she has done incredibly well. And I'm so proud of her. And she's now even speaking for TAFE New South Wales and to the next generation of advisors. So Christy, if you don't mind, can you just come off mute for a second? Have I summed it up pretty okay about what all the things that you've done since you've joined the Achievers Mastermind?
Yes, thank you, Roslyn. I've got a tear in my eye now because they were beautiful words. Thank you. But yeah, definitely my business wouldn't be here without Ros. As you mentioned, I literally opened the day before the first case of COVID in Australia. No client base. Then literally the world closed and the business was pretty much put on hold. But yeah, with the help of Ros in particular and the Achievers group, it's yeah, definitely given me what I need. And as Ross said earlier about continual learning, it's something definitely with the Achievers that yes, we're all there continuing to learning and implementing everything, but it's the community that she's brought together. The guys and the girls in the Achievers are just amazing. When I was going through a personal time, yes, you know, half of them they all did reach out and offer me, you know, their teams to help me with my business and things like that. So everybody goes over and above for each other. But I know definitely my business would not be where it is today if I did not join the Achievers.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Chrissy. I swear to God, everybody, I did not pay her to say that. But she is definitely somebody who has continuously just taken action. We've got other people here as well, like Holly, who's in the right-hand corner too. Holly has a team of staff that now work for her, and she's built an incredible business. She's based in South Australia, doesn't have a whole community of, you know, suppliers and people around her, and over time has hired the team to support her who are offshore. It's allowed her to take holidays as a family. She's been on numerous trips as well. She can still work when she's away, but she's got a team to support her whenever she needs that. She's on the board of ATAC. She is speaking as well. She's got lots of publicity and media. The awards and recognition are there. And it's one thing that I love to see is all of our members absolutely soar. They are going through incredible growth periods and stages. Seka is here as well with the Shangri-La Fiji sign with his assistant, Jam. Mayette's there in the blue jacket as well. She's my assistant. We've got Vicky Hope here, and Vicky has been doing groups for a while, but over the last 6 months, we were doing some work with her on financials and profitability. And one of the spreadsheets that I shared in our business that I'm happy to share with anybody who's part of our Achievers Mastermind is looking at her numbers, and we populated all the things that she did for that group in there. And right at the bottom, I said, you tell me, what is the profitability of this? And it was like minus $200. I went, so basically you're running the group for everybody else. And it was a huge eye opener. But until you have those numbers in front of you, you do not know. You don't know what you don't know. And so part of the Achievers is really looking at your business in a way that works specifically for you. You may not, you know, have a whole lot of time. And this is the other big thing. We meet up 2 to 3 times a month for an hour at a time. And then you get that opportunity to work on your business, either in that or extra to that. So I would say 3 to 5 hours a month. If you are consistently doing one thing, and I give you the tools, I give you the resources, I give you the step-by-steps so that you can then just take it away and go and implement it. It's not about doing things that are hard. And so it's an incredible group of people. We had our first international event in Fiji last year. This year, we're going to Bali. I cannot wait. We are staying at an incredible property called the Andaz. If you don't know the Andaz properties, they are beautiful and brilliant. And I cannot wait to be absolutely spoilt there, but also to learn and implement and really take action. And the international events are about working on yourself as well. Claire Cope, as I mentioned earlier, our corporate psychologist, she comes with us and she is there to also support us, and we do some fabulous things together. So what's next? What is that action plan for you? What is it that you need to be doing right now? And now that we've covered these strategies and we've seen how things by working on your business can actually transform your travel business, it is time for you to take action. I want you to determine where you're wanting to go. How can you improve the efficiency, increase your profitability? Now, doing all of these things and just making some of these changes alone can feel overwhelming. Or you might look at it and go, right, Ross, as soon as we finish this, I'm going to go and have a cup of tea, or I'm going to go and have a glass of wine because this was a lot. And this is where having the right support and the community can make all the difference, because you're able to go together. You are not alone. It is not something that you are having to do by yourself. And so if you are keen to learn more, I do want to invite you to join us inside the Achievers Mastermind. And the Mastermind is specifically designed for travel professionals who are really ready to elevate their business to the next level, because we do one thing every month. We focus on sales, we focus on marketing, we focus on operations, and we focus on the client work. And within each of those 4 branches, there are so many things that you could do, but I want you to take action on only one thing. So as part of the mastermind, you get that mentorship, you get the personal guidance, you get the tailored advice from myself and the team as well to support you in your specific unique business challenges. We've got the community there. The like-minded travel professionals who are part of the community are on the same journey. They share insights as well. They are encouraging to each other. And we have a personal chat group that we're all in, and we're asking different questions and challenging each other and sharing our wins as well, which is really important, because sharing your wins and what's going on for you, or the success that you might have had, I can guarantee everybody else is so excited for you. But you know, your cousin may not understand what it's all about when you win an award or you get a particular sale. So like Christy said earlier today in the chat that she's just had her biggest sale ever, I cannot wait to hear more about it. But it is that wins and celebrating, because those good endorphins just keep going for everyone else. We also have exclusive resources and tools and access to all the content that we've been sharing over the last few years as well. Every piece of this will accelerate your growth and help you get to your goals faster. And we have those regular workshops and Q&A sessions as well. So twice a month guaranteed. We have a masterclass, we have accountability sessions, and then we have our guest experts that come in as well that are very interactive. On Tuesday, for instance, we had a session with Travify, and Stephanie Grease, who is the head person and training and marketing there over at Travify. You might see her on all of their webinars and the things that they do if it's a tool that you use. She comes in and specifically talks just to our group and gives the insights and personal information on what's coming up, what's new and exciting, and how you can do things with the tool inside your business as well. And she'll answer personal questions, which is always good. So for anybody that joins the Achievers Mastermind this week, and we've got a link if you want to check it out as well, is not only do you get the mastermind and that monthly access, but you also get access to our Travel Business Accelerator program, which is an online course that I designed a couple of years ago now. I am re-recording it next week, so anybody who gets access to it now will get that updated version as well, 2024, in the studio. No more Zooms in there. It'll all be professionally recorded, but you do get access to the Travel Business Accelerator, where I walk you through specifically the step-by-step, creating your vision, creating who you want to work with, having a look at all of the different things for marketing, your ideal clients and who they are, where they are, and how you're going to find them. We also then have the social media jumpstart guide. So for some people, you might be thinking, Ros, I just want to get a little bit more visibility. The social media 5-day jumpstart guide gives you the steps for each day to take action to get yourself back out there and come up with your own social media plan. We also have the Create Your Own Travel Business Marketing Plan. So if this is something that you really want to dive into and look at your marketing and how you are going to be promoting yourself in the months to come, we've already got that there for you. I don't believe in having like 20-page documents that you never come back to. I want it to be really specific, intentional, and succinct. So it's a small guide so that you can just be there ready to go. We also have a bonus session, which was the Overcoming 5 Challenges That May Hold You Back from Achieving Your Goals with Claire Cope. It was an incredible session that she and I ran together, and she gave a lot of wonderful tips to help you, because each and every one of us have these goals. But there are challenges that come up and there will be roadblocks that try and stop you. So that's in there as an extra bonus. We've got our 67 steps that I mentioned as well, and a new member kickoff call tomorrow morning, giving you the specific information that you need to get started and move fast to plan your specific travel business as well. So there's a whole lot of things that are going to be in it. I do invite you, if it is something that you are looking towards, to please jump in now whilst we've got these incredible bonuses, because they will be going away, and I will make sure that you are ready to soar over the next 6 months as well. That is my personal intention, to make sure that everything is about you and your travel business, but also to be part of an incredible community that is there to support and encourage you as well. Now, for anybody who would like to know more or is thinking about this but just not sure, I do have some time available over the next couple of days if you want to jump on a one-on-one chat with me. So we have a 15-minute chat. There's a link that's just been popped into the meeting chat here as well. Thank you, Shira. That if you want to book in a time that we can have a quick chat, you're more than welcome to do that as well. I want you to think about the choices that you're making. Have a think about the travel business that you absolutely want to have, and know that it is my mission to bring as many travel advisors into this new area as possible. And my goal is always to increase the level of business acumen amongst advisors globally. Because conversations that I had when I first started out were, you're just a booking agent, you just process things and, you get paid commission. Well, no, you are a travel business owner. Not only do you pay taxes, you might get paid commissions, but you are doing all of your own sales. You are bringing in those clients. You are doing your own marketing. You are learning the operations and efficiencies and systems and processes. You're building a team. Plus, you're also doing everything outside of that as well. So really have a think about what it is that you want for your business and how you can move forward as well. So thank you, everybody, for being here today. I really appreciate you and your time. I hope you have a wonderful day or afternoon ahead. If you have any questions, I'm happy to stick around for a couple of minutes, but let me know if there is anything you need, and have an awesome day ahead. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. I will catch you all very, very soon. Take care.